BBC Radio Cornwall. It's Emma Gill in for Julie. She's back tomorrow. And we're talking about reading as well on the programme this morning, in particular making reading more inclusive for all abilities. And I tell you what, as a mum who has just found out that her daughter is dyslexic, this is of real interest to me. And my guest in the studio is a local storyteller. I'm sure he's much more than a storyteller. Alasdair Hoswell. Good morning, Alasdair. Thank you for coming in.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
That's okay. You're very, very welcome. I just want to read out some of the stories that are coming in from our lovely listeners this morning, because I've been asking about their favourite stories growing up as a child, or what they are reading to their children now or grandchildren now.
Fantastic.
So what was yours, Alasdair, just out of interest?
Oh, yes. Well, I loved the Mr. Men books when I was growing up. I just thought they were so amazing, and all the different personalities and the characters. And for me, the Mr. Men books were definitely a go-to.
Which one was your favourite?
I think Mr. Happy, Mr. Tickle.
Oh,
yeah.
I liked Mr. Bump.
Yeah, he's very cool.
Yeah. And when I was a small child, it was just the Mr. Men. The Little Miss hadn't started then. I mean, they're brilliant as well, aren't they?
They are, definitely, and a lot more inclusive and more characters, and fantastic. Brilliant franchise.
Yeah, very simple, and it was just the colours in the books and the illustrations that made it as well, wasn't it?
Absolutely, just a magical world.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah. So Anne in Kelly Bray has got in touch. I loved the Enid Blyton adventure books. They introduced me to puffins, which are still my favourite bird, and I'm now in my 80s and have puffin cushions and ornaments all around the house.
I love that.
Marina in Bristol says, my favourite books growing up, Emma, were the Mallory Towers series, and my granddaughter loved the Gruffalo. My grandson loves Thomas the Tank Engine. He even watches my husband's steam train videos. Lee in Penzance, my absolute favourite kids book is Peace at Last by Jill Murphy. Oh, that's a beautiful one.
Oh, that one is.
She says, I read it to my kids and now my grandkids, and they all love it. The other one for me that's just come back to me that my children love is the it's gone out of my mind, sorry. This is the menopausal kind of brain fog that kicks in all of a sudden. It'll come back to me in a second. Rose from Penzance. I used to love the Ladybird books, all the history ones mostly. I used to love looking at all the lovely clothes they used to wear. The illustrations were also brilliant, and I used to save up all my pocket money to buy a history book called Looking at History, and I've still got it.
Amazing.
We're Going on a Bear Hunt. That's what I was about to say.
Classic. Yes.
Absolute classic.
Absolute brilliant book.
Yeah.
Yeah. Use that a lot in the classroom.
Do you?
As a teacher. Yes.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
So, Alasdair, just talk to me, because I've seen your kind of posters around different sites in Cornwall and your storytelling events, but just tell me a little bit about yourself, because it's the first time we've met. What's your background? How did you get into doing what you're doing?
Oh, brilliant. So I am a teacher. So I am a primary school teacher as well. I'm an author, a singer, and an entertainer. So I kind of have moulded all those things together now with being an author and a storyteller to help tell stories and make them inclusive and fun and engaging, and just trying to make them really fun and engaging and accessible for everybody, really, through play, through imagination. And I just love it. It's just good fun. It makes it more of an adventure for everybody and more fun. Definitely fun.
Well, that's important, yeah. We were just talking about that with, learning to swim and, making that fun for small children as well. So you're on a bit of a mission then, aren't you? You got in touch because you said, Emma, look, I really want to come in. This is really important to me, and I really want to make reading more inclusive for all abilities, but also for parents and educators. So how do you plan to do that?
So for me, it's about making everything very accessible. So it isn't just about having a book with text. It isn't about it. I want it to be more about the fact that you don't always have to have a physical book to enjoy stories and storytelling. It's about creating that world so you could be on a racetrack or in the jungle with using your imagination. You don't have to have a physical book to access storytelling, to access stories. It's about using music, rhyme, rhythm, songs, imagination, play, puppets, all these amazing other things that can be used to bring stories to life. So without the fear of the physical book of, I don't know if I can read that, or I'm struggling with that. It's a way in to the book and into the world of storytelling without the barriers. That's what I'm
So
about.
with your experience of teaching in classrooms then, and obviously there is a rise, isn't there? There is more awareness now of things like dyslexia, autism, ADHD, those kind of things, dyscalculia, all of that. Are you seeing that this kind of way of teaching our children about books and storytelling is needing to change, or that there needs to be more variety in the classrooms and at home?
Absolutely. Yeah, I believe there should be a lot more play-based learning, because it happens in the early years and then it kind of stops after the reception. Year 1 onwards, it becomes a lot more sitting at tables and more about writing and reading in that way. Whereas I think the play-based learning, the play-based storytelling is crucial. And I think if that happens further up through the school years as well, that's a really brilliant way in to make stories accessible. And I think as long as you are exposed to lots of stories, and if you're read to a lot and you're in that world, it's going to help you as well to access stories in a different way.
What was school life like for you? You know, what was your journey with reading?
My journey was actually an incredibly difficult one. So I struggled all through school. I didn't actually know I had dyslexia till I was about 21, 22, that kind of age. So I went through all of primary school, all of secondary school, not knowing that I had dyslexia, but knowing that something wasn't quite right for me, and there were barriers and difficulties. And what I like to say now is, because people call it a learning difficulty, I like to reshape that and call that a learning difference, because I think it's just a different way of learning. It's a different way of needing to access the information, a different way of processing. You're doing it in different ways. I'm very visual, so I need pictures. I love mind maps and little doodles and scribbles. That helps me. And audio and listening, that helps me as well. So it's finding your superpower. And I always say dyslexia is a superpower, because you can find the parts that work for you. Don't think about what you can't do or find a challenge. Think about what you can do and use that as to your advantage and as your superpower, really. Yeah,
that's the conversation I've been having with my daughter recently at home. So what tips do you have then for parents at home? I mean, I've got 2 children. My son, who's 9, is an avid reader. It just comes to him quite naturally. My daughter, on the other hand, has always struggled. You know, she gets quite overwhelmed sometimes by a lot of text. Okay. And even now at the age of 12, actually, she enjoys picking up books that we used to read when she was younger. Brilliant. Because they're more simple, they're more visual. I don't go on at her about reading, because I know it can be quite stressful. So what kind of tips? You talked earlier about puppetry and bringing music in it, and I'm not a very good singer. I haven't really got puppets at home. So what can we do at home?
Yes, so I think bring it right back to basics. So have your book. So if you've got your story, and then make it come alive. So you can have, say, if it's a book about, let's take the bear hunt for example. So get yourself a little teddy bear. Get yourself some little blankets and make a little cozy corner. Make a little cave. Bring that story to life with your child. It doesn't have to just be about reading the book and then the children are listening. It's actually being in the story. So you just create that little world, make it come to life in that way. And then I'd say for older children as well, it's things like some physical props and things you can use to help with reading. So overlays, so you can have coloured overlays which go over the text, which can stop that text from jumping around. Because for me personally, when I'm reading, the text can jump around, and
that's what happens with my daughter.
And it can be really quite. It can cause anxiety. It's quite a challenge. And it actually can give you a headache. It's quite a physical thing. And so by using an overlay, it can help to reshape that text, and it helps you to stay clear and focused. And that's a helpful thing as well. And then audiobooks, put on an audio version of the story, that helps as well. But I think very much if you're at home and it's bedtime and you're doing some bedtime reading, just bring it to life in a different way. You don't have to have all these expensive puppets and things. Just have a few little cuddly toys, or a few little something to represent the characters in the book, and do different voices as well. Different voices help, so that helps with comprehension. So if you have different characters using different voices, so they're just little ways in that can help make storytelling fun and stories fun. And like you said before about using visual books and books with pictures in, I think we need to not be afraid to still pick up those books. I pick up those books and read them today as an author and a storyteller. I love those books, and they're so accessible. They're full of pictures, they're illustrations, they work with the text to help tell the story. If you're there reading it and you're finding the words are doing their own thing, you can look at that illustration. That's telling me what I need to know. That's telling me the story. That's beautiful. It's a way in. It's another way of storytelling. So don't be afraid of those picture books that are targeted for young children, pick them up and read them. They're great.
Yeah. When I, was thinking about the fact that you were coming in today, and I was thinking about this conversation yesterday, it made me think of my late step-granddad. He was called Eric, and I always used to love going and staying with my grandma and my step-granddad because he would always make up stories at bedtime. So he never read books to us, but he used to just make up these stories about these, I don't know, they were like creatures under the sea, and he'd bring all these different animals and characters to life, and that's always stayed with me.
Amazing.
It was just another way of delivering stories to us, but it was just really imaginative, and I've tried to do that with my children, but I don't think I'm as imaginative as he was. Are you having these conversations then with schools in Cornwall? And
Yes. So being a teacher as well, I get to work in lots of different primary schools across Cornwall, and I help to spread this message really of just different ways of telling stories. And when I'm in the early years classroom, it's all about those play-based storytelling. All the reception teachers out there will know this is how we tell stories in the early years. It's through play, it's through songs, it's through imagination, and even if you're not such a confident singer, it's okay. It's rhymes, it's just rhythm, it's ways of helping children remember the stories. And like I said before, I think that should happen further up through the school, more of that play-based learning. But that's what I do in my workshops. I make them play-based for all ages. They're not just reception that come, it's all age children come and enjoy the storytelling, which is brilliant.
Rose from Penzance says, I used to love the Ladybird books, all the history ones mostly. I used to love looking at all the lovely clothes they used to wear. The illustrations were also brilliant, and I'd save up all my pocket money to buy a history book called Looking at History, and I've still got it. And then Pat in Truro, I remember having the Beacon reader books in the 1940s. I don't remember these. There was a dog called Rover, and I can see Rover. Rover can see me. James, who's come in with you, who was just saying to me as well when he came in, Emma, I remember the Peter and Jane books as well. They were brilliant, but very simple, and I think that's one of the keys as well. What events then have you got coming up in Cornwall over the next few weeks, few months, Alasdair?
So I've got, on Saturday, I'm going to be at Screech Owl Sanctuary and Animal Park.
Oh, we had them in yesterday.
Oh, they're amazing.
Gary came in with Wheatley the barn owl.
Oh, amazing. Oh, those guys are great. And so I'm going to be with them on Saturday doing an author adventure. So we're going to be doing storytelling with owls and with an adventure with wildlife. And I'm going to be, because I have all these different characters I dress up as basically for the storytelling. So for this one, I'm going to be Alasdair the adventurer, the wildlife explorer. So I have all these different personas I take on for the workshops, for the author adventures. So I have Ali Zoom, the race car driver. He's Cornwall's #1 race car driver on the road to reading. Then there's Pirate Ali Ahoy, who's a pirate who does all the sea shanties and the stories of Cornwall. And an astronaut, Commander Alasdair. So I'm all these different characters to help make it inclusive and imaginative and bring it to life, really. So yes, I'm really looking forward to visiting Screech on Saturday. That'll be fun.
And what else is on the agenda for the autumn and coming up to Christmas?
So we've got some fun things in the autumn. So we've got Halloween week. That's going to be good. So I've got Cres and Kerno. There's going to be a Halloween spooky storytelling author adventure with Cres and Kerno, and with Givert in mine as well. There's going to be some spooky storytelling there too. So I'm very excited about that. And Clowance as well. There'll be a spooky Halloween, and then some Christmas ones coming up. So it's very busy and very, really great fun. And it's just a lovely way of meeting everybody. And like I said before, coming to the sessions, you're going to get involved in storytelling in a way that hopefully those barriers that sometimes you can face, there's no getting it wrong. Everything's, all ideas are celebrated in my sessions and my workshops. We celebrate everything to tell a story. We do it together.
So if people want to kind of look you up and find out where you are going to be, it's Alasdair with a D, isn't it? Alasdair Hoswell. And so I guess if they just put in your name and everything will come up.
Yeah, so I've got a website that's alasdairhoswell.com. Get in touch on my website, and I'm on all the social media, Instagram, Facebook. Just search my name and get in touch. Yeah. Can
you come round to mine tonight, please, to read the bedtime stories for my kids? Make it more interesting than I do. Alasdair, it's been a pleasure to meet you, and I think what you're doing is great, and keep on doing it. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you very much.
Emma Gill.